There is a secret hidden for thousands of years. As the master of food and beverage of this place, he will reveal it to you. The world needs to know. His name is Paul Schenk.
Hi, I'm Paul Schenk, and I'm here to introduce you to the world's best kept culinary secret, Korean food, better known in Korea here as hanshik. In front of me, I've got a gorgeous dish of kimchi. Kimchi is without doubt the most reflective dish of Korean food culture. Today I'm going to make a dish called kimchi-jjim. This involves braising the kimchi, also with pork. It's a great dish. Let's go give it a crack. All right, here we go. I've got some vegetables in the fridge. Look at that. I've got some ginger, a couple of other ingredients. You know, kimchi is the ultimate slow food in the world. It really is an amazing process. We've got some vegetables ready. Mr. Kim, what do you have happening over here? We've got some stocks. Hot water's on the go. So we've got to make two different types of stocks. One stock is for the actual kimchi-jjim, to cook it in, and the other stock is going to be to cook the pork in. We've got some dried seaweed or kelp. I'm going to put that in, bring it to the boil for a few minutes. We need to put in a little bit of soy sauce into our water. I'm going to prepare a few vegetables. I've got a few vegetables behind me, so come on around and we'll get chopping. We're going to get preparing. Going to slice some ginger, a few pieces only. We put that straight into the water. Soy sauce, water, ginger. I have a few cloves of garlic here, already peeled garlic. Duncan, there we go. Into the water. I've got whole dried chili. You can get this at your good Korean grocer. Just going to cut it up roughly, big pieces, put it into the water. What else do we need to add to that? I've got some peppercorns. A few peppercorns. You can see here the seaweed is boiling. The seaweed gives the water a beautiful, soft, subtle, seafoody flavor. That's done. You see the water's got a little bit of color in it. Next thing I'm going to add is the dry anchovies. These dried anchovies have been cleaned. The stomach's been cleaned, the head's been taken off. I'm just going to put a small handful in. I need an onion. Going to slice this about 1/2 centimeter thick, straight down, and keep the pieces whole. Try not to break the onion up. This is for flavor, of course, but also for the presentation of this dish. Cut them in half. Spring onions, Korean leeks. Duncan, come on in here and have a look what I'm doing. All right. We're going to slice this down lengthways. And again. And then I want it about 5 to 6 centimeters long. One cut, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just a quick tip too on the stock. If you want to add more flavor to this, some onion, some garlic. We've already got ginger with the original stock, but you can mix it up a little bit. This is the base recipe, and I'm actually going to pop some peppercorns in there now. Why not? And I might even put a little bit of salt in there as well, just to give it a little bit more flavor. I'm sure the anchovies don't have enough salty flavor. So that's good. The vegetables go back in the fridge. Time to get out the pork. Let's have some fun with that. You know, there's a really good reason why kimchi is made over winter. During the winter time, nothing grows. November, you make the kimchi, you put it in the ground. November, December. During winter, you can eat your cabbage sort of from a couple of months onwards, but nothing grows. It's a fantastic thing to do. Pork. I have my pork. All right, we've got a pork belly. I've got to change my board quickly. Action, man. Action. All right, pork's done. What I want to simply cut this in half. Lengthwise. Straight into our stock. Pork into this one. This is going to cook for about 40 to 50 minutes. It's on a nice temperature now. It's just ticking over. Oh, it's got a gorgeous smell. I can really smell the peppercorns. They're coming through. The ginger as well. And of course, it's going to have a little bit of spice to it. So the pork's on the go, 40 to 50 minutes. We have to prepare the kimchi next. So let's prepare the kimchi. Got to get that out of the fridge. So the kimchi's been preparing for months. Here it is. That's the key ingredient. Kimchi takes a long time to make. Like I said, it's a slow food. It's a food that's prepared during the winter or before the winter to prepare for the winter, actually. What else can I tell you about kimchi? It comes in so many forms. It's gorgeous. We can see here, this is a whole cabbage or half a cabbage. You can see it's been cut in half. The gorgeous kimchi's been marinating for about 6 to 8 months. Maximum that you want kimchi marinating is 1 or 2 years. Going to slice that through. So that's now in a quarter. That's a quarter of a cabbage. I'm going to take the core out. It will release each and every leaf. You can see that every leaf becomes loose, but I still want to keep my shape. Come on in, Dunks, we'll have a look at this. Flexibility. There's no crunch to it, except when you're eating it. It becomes a little bit crunchy. Wow, the sourness hits my tongue. It's a little bit spicy. Gorgeous, gorgeous flavour. Now we're ready to actually put the dish together. So we've got our pork, the vegetables, kimchi. It's all good. Oh, I love kimchi. This stuff is amazing. It's incredible. You know, it's made with such love and tenderness, and it's kept for so long. Look at that. I put that into the pot. So we've got the onions, the sliced onions. Put that in there like so. We've got spring onions going in like so on one side. And then we put the pork. So I slice the pork almost a centimetre thick. You can see it's very soft. Now what's going to happen now, this will cook for a little bit longer. And of course, with the anchovy stock, we'll give it a whole new dimension of flavour. Gorgeous. Look at that. I think it's a fantastic combination. Pork and kimchi is like the perfect complement for each other. You can see the pork, the vegetables, the kimchi. Kimchi-jjim, next step. We put it on the heat. Of course, we want it to just gently, very gently boil. We have our anchovy stock. So we're just going to pour this stock in. I just want to cover it. You can see in here, I'm just covering the pork. This will boil for a few minutes now. Actually, one other key thing that we can do, I've got some kimchi still here. This is the wonderful, wonderful kimchi. You can see the kimchi juice. There's always kimchi juice with kimchi. Put a little bit of this in. Has amazing flavor inside. And my experience with kimchi is varied. I've eaten it everywhere. I love it. And I've tried almost every other kimchi. There's over 200 variations of kimchi. From cucumber and radish and obviously cabbage galore. And even this alone, there's so many varieties. So we've made the dish. Of course, I have to taste it. We're going to do what's called sam, and that's wrapping the pork belly with the kimchi. And that's what you have to do. That's part of this dish. Try that out. Ooh, that is gorgeous. What a combination. Slow cooked pork belly with the kimchi. Has a sour flavor. It's spicy, yet at the same time has a gorgeous, delicate flavor to it as well. I love that dish. It's time to serve it up. It's looking good, smelling good. This is the recipe. Some kimchi inside, of course. That's the key point. Some pork. Beautiful, slow-cooked pork. So the sauce, we don't want too much, but just enough to give it some moisture. So I've just uncovered one of the world's best-kept culinary secrets. Kimchi-jjim. Braised kimchi with pork belly. It's a gorgeous dish. Give it a crack, try and make it, have some fun with that. Hi, I'm Schenk, and I'm here to introduce you to the world's best-kept culinary secret, hanshik, Korean food. We're just taking off each layer of this mystery one by one. Now, we're going to make oisobagi. It's a type of kimchi. It's pickled cucumber. Oi means cucumber, and sobagi means savory filling. So, of course, to make this dish, we have to get our cucumbers. Let's go. All right, let's get cracking. Isn't cooking fun, Duncan? It's fun. Where are we? Cucumber. That's my ingredient. All right, so I've got my cucumbers. Cucumbers in Korea are a little bit different in that they've got spikes on them. They're not sharp spikes, but anyway, I want to get rid of these spikes. So what I'm going to do with this cucumber, we're using a bit of a different technique. I've got some salt. I need to get rid of the spikes. So I'm going to rub. It's an interesting technique that I've only seen in Korea. But I'm going to use the salt to rub off the spikes. And that's just coarse rock salt. So my cucumber's ready. I've got the salt here. I've got some water boiling. I've actually got 5 cups of water in here already. I need not even half this, a quarter. So it's half a cup. 5 cups of water. Half a cup of salt. I take off the top. I want it in 5 centimetre to 6 centimetre lengths. See that? Make sure they're even. Line them up next to each other. Makes it easier. And kimchi, I always thought kimchi was cabbage, but no. Kimchi is also cucumber. Come on in, Duncan. I'll show you what I'm doing in terms of cutting it. You can see it's standing. I'm going to cut it down in half, but not all the way. Just down, you can see how far my knife is down. And then in half again, so it's going to be in quarters, not all the way down. That far, that's it. Because what will happen, I'm going to open it up later when it becomes more soft and fill that. Put the cucumber into the tray. Boom, boom, boom. The hot boiling water will be poured over the top and it will sit there for 1 hour. And of course, what the salted water does is it goes all the way through the cucumber. We'll check it out. We'll be back in 1 hour. The next part is the filling. So for this, I've got 2 pans in front of me. One, I need to make a prawn stock. I've got dried shrimps here, or dried prawns. Simply put them in the pan. Then I need to add water, hot water, to both of these pans. This one, I'm after a nice flavoured prawn stock, so the water will boil with the prawns just for 15 minutes or so and give me a nice flavoured stock. This one, this pot here, or this pan here, I'm using something that's called chapsal. It's a sticky rice flour. So cold water to this. That's enough. And you can see it becomes very thick. We get all the lumps out. Make sure there's no lumps in this, otherwise there'll be lumps in our sauce. We're going to add, watch this, just nice. Add that in. bit by bit, little by little. You watch how this thickens up. I can smell it. It has a smell kind of like porridge suddenly. I smell a very distinct, reminds me of making porridge at home. Very similar smell. So what I need to do now is put that into a bowl. We cool it down. And now I can smell very distinctively the shrimps or the prawns. I can really smell that stock. Wow, definitely got a full smell. I just need to taste it. Oh yeah, incredible. I mean, that took no time. To one more bowl. Ready? Strain that through. Every last drop. We don't want to waste any. Mother Nature's provided us something magic there. Okay, I've got a few key ingredients. This one here is called buchu. Buchu, also known in Korea as Korean leek. You can see it's a flat leaf. It has a gorgeous flavor. It's very similar, like a strong, almost like a garlic chive. I'll take the ends right off, small pieces. Okay, that's good. Now we need quite a bit. This has to fill all those cucumbers that I cut. I have to cut the carrot and the onion the exact same size so that they're all even. That's good. So this is buchu, step by step. Carrot next. Okay. And I'll cut it in half. We want to put that into strips. Just slice that down. We'll do it in strips, similar to a julienne, but not so fine. You know, I think kimchi is renowned, and it's really becoming quite popular everywhere, but it's renowned for being extremely healthy. Now it's up to the onion. No crying, please. All right, I'm just going to try and slice this on the angle. It's good. My onion's done. Okay, the vegetables are done. Now we're ready to make the binding and to finish the seasoning for this. Some key ingredients. We've got gochugaru, or dried ground chilies. Of course, it is spicy. Looking at this, yeah, I definitely need my 8 spoons. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What a recipe. Fish sauce in front of me. I need 3, 3.5. I need 4. I've got some ground garlic here, or crushed garlic, actually. It's not chopped, it's crushed. For this one, I need 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. Sayujat, or fermented baby prawns, little tiny shrimps. You can see them. They, wow. I can see the cameraman even going, whoa. They are salty, it's like pure salt almost. I just need 1 tablespoon of this. Ginger. We've got ground ginger, half a tablespoon in. And then I've got sesame seeds, even a little bit more sesame, just for good measure. So this is the prawn stock that I made earlier. I'm just going to use all of that in there. You can see the mix. In a second I'll get my hands dirty. We've also got the chapsal glue that's going to bind this. I'll use half of it at this stage, and I'll see if I need more afterwards. Just going to get a glove on. Trusty glove. Look at that. It's a very, very healthy mix of food. I have to taste it to make sure that we've got the right amount of seasoning, make sure that it's spicy enough. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's spicy. But once you Can you see the fire coming out? The next step is to rinse off the cucumbers. We've got them sitting here. Duncan, can you see that? I'll take one out, give you a good look. See the colour hasn't changed. They've become, certainly some liquid has come out of them. They've become a lot softer, and that's ready to be filled. They're perfect. I'm happy with that. Just got to cool them down with some ice water and rinse off the salty water. Rinse them through get some ice cold water through it. You know, when you put cucumber into ice water, it becomes so much more crispier. Strain off the ice. I'll put these into a strainer, make sure all the liquid's out. That's good. It's a nice little kitchen, this one, you know. It's got a lot happening, good facilities. I love it. Everything's very handy for me. I can backward, forward, sideways, under. It's filling a bit of space while I'm just waiting for that to dry off a little. All right, that's good. I'm happy with that. Bring that over here. So the cucumbers will now go into the mix. We'll mix them up. It's time for me to put the gloves back on. Duncan. There we go. 2 gloves this time, that's for sure. There we go. All right, so we put them inside one by one, or all together even. Mix them in. Is to actually stuff them now. So I've got to open this up and fill. That's why we had so much vegetable. I know that I'm going to use all this vegetable to fill this cucumber. There we go. 1 filled cucumber. Good to go. Take your time. There's no rush. Have fun. Turn the music on and enjoy cooking. That's what it's all about. And then the most enjoyable part, of course, is eating it all later. So this is the magic of television. Duncan, have a look. I've got my recipe exactly right. I'm down to the last spoonful for the last cucumber. It's not often that I get it that right, I can tell you. All right, I've just finished my gorgeous little Korean kimchi delicacies. I'm going to put them on the plate. 1, 2, 3 will do. You know, this can be stored easily in the fridge. The longer you store them, the more flavor they get. That's the great thing about kimchi. So I've just uncovered another world's best kept secret. This is oisobagi, also known as cucumber kimchi. Not easy to make, but I tell you what, give it a crack, have some fun doing it. I hope you enjoyed it.